or bread. It's actually both. But with 500,000 views, we're making some cloud bread. I'm gonna start with 3 egg whites into a bowl. Save the yolks for later. That was a close one. And now she whips it up until it's nice and fluffy. This is called soft peaks. Then she sprinkles in some sugar and cornstarch and some food coloring, but I have other plans for this. Let's whisk it up to stiff peaks. Nice and glossy. And while this creator made it blue, I went down the rabbit hole of TikTok cloud breads and I saw rainbow unicorns. So we're gonna be making this unicorn. We're gonna dye this one pink, this one blue, and this one purple. But now we're gonna dollop a little bit of each color, kind of like a little painting to form our unicorn cloud. A little bit here, a little bit here. And then in between the spaces of the purple, we're gonna layer our colors just until it starts to form kind of like a football shape. This is so fluffy, oh my gosh. Happy little unicorn cloud. Now we just smooth it out, form it into a nicer shape, and then we bake it for 20 minutes. Here it is. I want to say it looks a little more puffy than we last saw it, but it's beautiful golden brown. I'm gonna let it cool for a second. Okay, it looks like people on TikTok just break it open with their bare hands fast, because if I let it sit, it starts to deflate like this. Oh, so hot. Whoa. So hot, but so satisfying and so worth it. Look how pretty that is. Just like cotton candy, it deflates so fast. Okay, let's see if this is bread or angel food cake. It's sweet like angel food cake, but it's chewy like bread and melts like cotton candy in your mouth. 9 out of 10. I have 10 more TikTok snacks to test, and each one has more views and gets crazier than the last. And now with 572,000 views, we're doing raw ramen snack 3 ways. But level 1 didn't quite blow my mind. He starts by pounding his raw ramen and then pouring the seasoning packet on it. It didn't really break into a million pieces. We don't have a need for the vegetable mix. Didn't we all do this as kids? But someone asked, can't you get like some really bad diseases from eating it raw? It's not exactly raw. It's already cooked. It's just not cooked in water. So spicy. 7 out of 10. Level 2. He takes the seasoned ramen, adds it to a bowl, and I'm pretty sure he had a lot more seasoning to this, but my mouth is already on fire. Then he takes it up a notch, adds some pretzel mix. I'm using Chex Mix. Bagel chips are the best part here. Some M&M, and then potato chips. He says you can basically add anything you want in here. But now we're gonna mix it up like a salad. I honestly think this could be really good. Let's layer the perfect bite. We have a little bit of ramen, some potato chips, or bagel chips, a pretzel window, and the cherry M&M on top. A literal explosion in my mouth, but in the best way. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's crunchy. All we need is a little sour. 8 out of 10. And now for level 3. It's supposed to be a controversial one that blows my mind, but I am not so sure about it. He starts by painting Kewpie mayo on both sides of his ramen puck. Why does this feel so wrong? And then he sprinkles a little bit of sugar right on top. Somebody said, water's free, bro. And now he microwaves this thing for 2 minutes. Is it supposed to cook down? Is it supposed to be crispy? What are we doing here? Apparently 2 minutes was way too much because it literally burned through the top and also cracked my plate. And then the mayo just turned into like melted butter looking goop. So now he adds on the seasoning powder. It didn't blow my mind. It blew up my plate and the ramen puck. It's actually not bad, but I'm still mad about the plate. 6 out of 10. And now with 900,000 views, we have a s'mores crunch wrap. She actually says this is a perfect snack for date night. And actually, cameraman loves anything in a tortilla, so he'll be the judge of this. First thing she adds to the tortilla are marshmallows. Fun fact, this is not the first weird thing I've had in a tortilla. On our first date, cameraman made mac and cheese with hot dogs that he wrapped in a tortilla. It was interesting. Now in the top right corner, she adds chocolate. She somehow breaks them into like perfect sizes so that they curve with the tortilla. Now in the top left corner, we need graham crackers, except she crushes them. It's of like varying sizes. Oh man, put more chocolate right here. Now I'm going to attempt to fold this, but someone said instead of cutting it and trying to fold, add it all like a quesadilla and fold once. She starts with the marshmallow side first, but that's just a disaster waiting to happen. So I'm gonna try to hold down the chocolate and work it the other way around. Okay, that did not work out. I need the s'mores to be with the chocolate. I guess there was some rhyme to her reason. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Just tuck a few of those stray ones in. And now I flip it over. But now you have chocolate on top is chocolate on the outside. Whatever, now we have a chocolate crepe. Let's cook it. I'm gonna add some butter, let it melt, and then we just lay it down and cover. Cameraman and I have been using the Paired app recently and I'm excited to partner with them on today's video. So Paired is actually a relationship app designed to help couples stay in love, not just fall into it. There are games that take you down memory lane or even just to do a quick relationship checkup. Hold on, let me make sure this is okay. Still good. It gives you daily prompts, quizzes, like this You or Me one that I'm about to take, and expert-backed advice to help you deepen your connection in small and fun ways. Yes. You or Me? Food habits. That's the one I'm gonna do. Who's most likely to eat the same meal every day? Cameraman. Who's most likely to get bored with yesterday's leftover? Me. Try the latest food fad? Me for sure. Balk at the latest food fad. Cameraman. Always pack a snack. Me. Speak with their mouth full. Cameraman. Skip breakfast. Cameraman. That's why he's always so hangry. Order a salad to steal the partner's fries. Me. Let the dishes pile up. Meal prep for the week? Me. Let's submit my answers and then let's see what he says. The best part is you don't even have to take the quiz at the same time. I just took mine and then he can take it later and then we're gonna compare notes. It keeps things playful and low pressure. There's even a guided relationship journey that sometimes helps us spark way better conversations than just sitting on the couch scrolling. Well, it's a nice crispy golden brown and it smells like a s'mores campfire. Just commit to it and roll it. Okay, well, that was easier than I thought. Oh, cameraman! Answers, reveal. 100% matching answers. I guess you know me pretty well. Okay, but this was in a tortilla, so I thought you would love it.
Ooh, looks gooey.
But before cameraman tries a s'mores wrap, click on my link in the description box below for a 7-day free trial and 25% off Paired Premium so you can connect and build a deeper relationship with your partner.
My mouth is stuck together. 10 out of 10.
Really?
No, tortilla.
8 out of 10 for me. Next up, with 1.1 million views, we're making a watermelon jelly donut, which this creator calls skin food. But she starts off with her pink layer and adds a teaspoon of dragon fruit powder, some gelatin, boiling water. Ooh, that is so pretty. And as much honey as you want into a cup. But she says the snack is so delicious and bouncy. Someone asked, what is skin food? Someone else said, I think it's food that's just good for your skin. And just so you guys know, gelatin is full of collagen and so good for your skin. There's still little chunks in here. And now she pours it into her donut mold, but she says make sure you put a baking sheet under it first. I'm just filling this halfway up because we have 2 more layers to go. And into the fridge it goes until it hardens. So while our first layer chills, let's move on to our next snack. And now with 4.6 million views, we have chocolate covered blueberries, which the creator says might be controversial, but it's supposed to taste 10 times better than chocolate covered strawberries. But now she takes her toothpicks and stabs each one like a lollipop. Someone said this is for people with a lot of time on their hands. To do this individually is actually crazy. I would probably try to do multiple at a time. That's a lot of toothpicks. Now it looks like she has chocolate chips in a bowl and she melts it. Okay, our chocolate's nice and melty. Let me just give it a quick stir. And now we dip. She leaves the crown of the blueberry exposed. Somebody said these are so perfectly dipped. Yeah, it looks really cute that way. Let me shake off the excess and then onto the parchment paper it goes. 1 down, 50 more to go. 1 hour later, I'm almost done. And we're finally done. She doesn't show it, but I'm pretty sure she puts this whole thing in the fridge so that the chocolate can harden. Well, I can confirm that the setting of the chocolate took way less time than actually dipping the chocolate. But now it looks as though she has to remove all of the toothpicks one by one and plops them into a bowl. What am I supposed to do with all these used toothpicks? She says the crunch of the chocolate with the blueberries popping inside is actually insane. Someone says, see, the problem is that I would eat all of these in one sitting, and since I didn't make that many, that is definitely a possibility. But is it better than chocolate covered strawberries? No, I still like chocolate covered strawberries better. 7 out of 10. Okay, so our first layer has hardened a little bit, but now we work on the rind or the white layer. So she just adds some more gelatin with hot water to let it bloom, and then she adds regular water and milk. Thing is, she adds such a thin layer of this, she said you're probably not gonna need the whole thing. If you're curious about what milk jelly tastes like, just add it to another bowl. And our third layer will go on in a little bit. And now with 7.1 million views, let's make a drink. We're making dragon fruit boba with real dragon fruit. Somebody said dragon fruit tastes like paper. Dragon fruit tastes like air. Not gonna lie though, it still tastes good. We have our white dragon fruit. She adds 2 different varieties, so I got a white and hopefully this is a red one inside. Yes! But now we just dice up a little bit of each color and add it to a bowl. We're gonna save this piece for later. Now she adds a little bit of sugar and water and microwaves it for a minute, and then we're gonna mash this until it's no longer lumpy. Oh, it's pretty soft. Then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch, and then back into the microwave it goes for 30 seconds to cook. That took longer than 30 seconds to get it to look jelly like that. Now let's mix it up. Slime. Jelly slime. Now I have to let it cool for a minute, and then we gradually add in 1 cup of tapioca flour, tapioca starch, and then just keep mixing it until it forms a nice dough. And then in hers, the color starts getting more opaque. Okay, I have to add a little bit more, and then it just kind of slowly incorporates and grips onto the starch. In this video, we made slime and Play-Doh, but now I have to roll them into tiny little boba balls. I saw this hack where someone rolled like a few at a time, so I'm gonna try to do the same. Not quite. Oh man, I have too much tapioca, and so they're kind of not rolling into a ball. Okay, there we go. I feel like they don't have to be perfect. I made just enough for 1 cup. It was taking forever. Okay, now she cooks up the bobas in boiling water until it's nice and clear and floats to the top. Cooking the boba didn't take a few minutes. It took me almost an hour to get it like this. But now I have to scoop it out into a bowl. They look like little tadpoles. And add a little bit of sweetener. Mine doesn't appear as pink as hers either. Now let's build our boba. Into a cup, she adds the boba balls at the bottom. Then she adds some pebble ice. Someone said that's not ice, that's ice. Now we add in some dragon fruit lemonade. Top it off with some butterfly pea water to make it change color. Add in a few more dragon fruit cubes. So pretty. About the only thing that I'm missing in here is some edible glitter. My boba might be a little too big for the straw. It's It's so squishy and chewy. 10 out of 10. With 10 million views, this is your sign to make rice paper croissant. Okay, so it looks like she starts off by dipping her rice papers into like a custard mixture. Somebody said French toast rice paper croissant. 3 in 1. Let's try it. I found another video, and you're supposed to mix an egg, milk, sugar, melted butter, vanilla extract, a little bit of cinnamon, and you just need a tiny pinch of the baking powder. I think it's supposed to make it fluffy and flaky instead of gummy. It's a science. Somebody else said this is the biggest trust the process ever. Okay, so once the mixture's done, it looks like she dips 3 layers of rice paper and lies them on top of each other. I'm not sure, but how wet are we supposed to make this here? Layer 1. I never knew there were so many ways to use rice paper. Somebody said, as someone who is gluten-free yet loves croissants, they're definitely gonna try this. If this turns out, it may just be a game changer. Oh. Just cracked it. Layer 2. Usually with croissants, they make it flaky by putting layers and layers of butter in between. Now she starts cutting a triangle in the middle, but the bottom rice paper is sticking to the cutting board, so there's that. Okay, now she takes a smaller piece and lays it right on top of the triangle, but this piece right here goes sideways at the bottom, and then she rolls it up. Okay, I guess this piece kind of sticks out like the tail of a croissant. I folded it this way. Yeah, okay. It kind of looks like a little crab. Okay, but now she places it onto a baking sheet, sprinkles it with a little bit of sugar on top, and into the oven it goes for 30 minutes. Whoa! Our croissant is done. The tail end is a little bit brown, but for the most part, it looks beautiful, if not a little bit oily from the butter. Okay, I have to see how crispy it is. Is it even a TikTok recipe if I don't do these ASMR sounds? Let's just break this up. Is it gummy or is it flaky? It doesn't tear very easily. I knew it was too good to be true. Mine is super gummy on the inside. Sad. But let's see if the outer parts are a little more flaky. It's definitely chewy. It kind of sticks to your teeth. Not being gluten-free, maybe I'm spoiled, but I'd much rather have a regular croissant. Rice paper croissant gets 6 out of 10. Okay, back to our watermelon jelly. The white layer has firmed up a little bit, so now I'm gonna add our green layer. She uses this thing called pandan leaf powder, which is kind of like an earthy vanilla-y flavor. But someone said this would be so good with coconut milk for the white layer and matcha for the green layer. I love matcha, so I'm 100% gonna try that. It smells good. Now we do gelatin, boiling water, and this layer has honey again. I mean, it's kind of what it's doing is like melding into each other. I don't know what happened. So I think this layer was too hot to be poured on top of the milk layer. The other layer, she mixed it with cold water, and this layer, she didn't do that. So I think it kind of melted into each other. The green is becoming milky, but we'll let it sit one more time and we'll finish it later. Next up, with 20 million views, we're making something called a dry yogurt bowl that people People were saying I thought this really looked like slime, but to me it kind of looks like kinetic sand. So I found the directions in another video that starts with putting yogurt, any kind of Greek yogurt, into a bowl, and we're gonna make them 2 colors here. Just to copy that beautiful cotton candy color, I'm gonna be adding blue spirulina and our dragon fruit powder. I feel like we can add a little bit more. I want it pink. Oh yeah. Now let's add our blue spirulina. I want this blue. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, so to dry out the yogurt, I've seen a lot of people just put the yogurt inside a bowl with some paper towel line to drain the whey. But you know how much I love gadgets, so I found this one that has a built-in strainer. You put it into this compartment, and the liquid from the yogurt is supposed to just drain directly into this inner bowl. But first, you have to line it with the cheesecloth. I don't really know if this is necessary because you already have the strainer, but they did it, so I'm going with it. Okay, now I have to carefully place. Whoa. Okay, well she poured hers at the same time. How is that even possible? Mine's thick. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't touch. Is it working? It's definitely gonna smash. But it looks cool. I'm just gonna eat this later. Okay, now she tucks the cheesecloth in, and then there's this other piece right here. It's also a strainer, which is kind of interesting. And it goes right on top. Press it down. This is how they're able to form that perfect looking puck. And then you have this spring. It just goes right here. There we go. And finally, this bigger cap that goes on top, and then it just lays down the pressure on our yogurt. Is it gonna hold? Oh, you can already see the liquid dropping. Wow. But now I'm supposed to refrigerate it for a day and a half, so we'll check on it a little later. Let's see how the dry yogurt turned out. Oh, was not expecting a Jack in the Box. This is what it looks like from the top. Let me pull out the yogurt. It's very liquidy, so all of the liquid content, water content from the yogurt has drained down. So this feels like a puck. That's crazy. Someone said this is just labna, which I guess is like an even more strained yogurt. I feel like that would get stuck on the roof of my mouth. You're telling me that is edible? Well, we're about to find out. And I feel like this part is why it got so viral. Oh, I guess it spreads more like cheese than it does kinetic sand, but it does look dry. It's so satisfying. Now she forms it into a cone shape towards the middle, and then we add a layer of granola or some nuts, strawberries, frozen blueberries, banana, some dragon fruit, and then a host of other stuff. A little bit of everything. As with anything we see on social media, is this actually good or is it just for looks? Dry yogurt is right. It's so dry and it does get stuck on the roof of my mouth purely just for looks. 3 out of 10. And now with 32 million views, we're gonna be trying something called lava shot. Apparently, it's a Persian fruit leather that's rolled up in pomegranate molasses that's sour, and then some people top it with pomegranate. And someone said it's making my mouth water, and I don't even know what it is or tastes like. I've never had this before either, and same. Okay, but first, I need to peel this ginormous pomegranate that's the size of my face. Here's my little hacks. For the top, I just need to see where the lines are. Ooh, this is a good one. Peeling pomegranate with the white top is not a good idea. Let's open up our roll lava shot. Every video that I've seen of people eating this, they become absolutely obsessed. I also have the pre-dried ones. We have barberry, which I have no idea what that is, so I think it's a good one to try. It has little speckles, and now we cut them into strips. I found these at the Persian market. Now I've seen people do this a couple different ways. First way is slathering this sour pomegranate sauce on it. Some people even add lemon juice, stuff it with the pomegranate arrows, and roll. Level 1. Oh my god, it's sour, but it's so good. Then I've also seen other people do this. Take the already soaked one, which does also break apart just as bad. They dip it into the pomegranate seeds, cover it. Level 2. This is so much softer. It's so sour. The final way, which I totally want to try, is that they put the pre-made roll one inside the fresh one, more pomegranate, and they eat it all together. It's kind of messy, kind of addicting, kind of delicious. This is new to me, but I'm obsessed. 10 out of 10. Okay, our watermelon jelly is set. I was a perfectionist and I really wanted to see a layer of green on top, so I just covered it. Now let's unmold it. Ooh. It's very fragile. Don't break. Don't break. Oh man. Aha! Success! This is actually so cute! Ah, the pink layer on this one broke off. If there's a secret to making jelly cake layers stay together, you guys have to tell me. Yay, another perfect one. But now she tops them with a little bit of black sesame seeds to make them look like real watermelon. You know what this reminds me of? A pool float. Like someone said earlier, dragon fruit tastes like paper, like air. I don't taste any dragon fruit, but I definitely taste the pandan, and it's so interesting. Definitely gonna try it again with the matcha, but this version gets 7 out of 10. And now with 72 million views, we're taking it up a million notches and making watermelon fruit jelly inside a whole watermelon. So she starts by making her fruit salad and adds all of the berries and some grapes. She mixes it up. Isn't that lovely? She says that. That actually looks so refreshing. But now she cuts open and cores out her watermelon. This becomes like the lid. I have a hack. I'm using a pineapple corer. Somebody said the biggest part skipped over is that it takes an hour to scoop out all that watermelon. Ta-da! Except I still need to core out the sides. I think I just need to core out enough to fit all this fruit. Okay, now we spoon the fruit back into the bowl. And someone said, just put the fruit directly. Why use 16 other little bowls like we did earlier? He has a point. Turns out I think I have more than enough fruit. Now we have to work on the jelly that holds it all together. Into a bowl, she already has 1 cup of water. And now she sprinkles in 4 packets of gelatin, except I have bulk, so it's like 3 tablespoons. And now she pours in 3 cups of boiling water. I wonder how this is gonna taste inside the watermelon unflavored. Like, is the fruit sweet enough? Now she pours the whole thing into the watermelon, and I already know this is gonna be a disaster. As an experiment, I should pour the rest into the leftover watermelon to see how this watermelon jelly looks. Put the cap back on. And now let's chill these both. Our real watermelon jello is nice and firm. Let's try to unmold this. I'm not even sure how exactly I'm going to be able to get it out. Oh, it's starting to come out. Oh. Wow. This feels like one of those vintage jello cakes. Whoa. Jelly jiggle. I think I like the other watermelon jelly a lot better, but now let's see what's inside of this one. Whoa. It looks like a fruit punch bowl. But now I have to cut it. Hopefully it tastes a lot better than the last watermelon jello that we just ate. Ta-da! This would be so epic at a summer barbecue, honestly. That looks so cool. But does it actually taste good? This looks so cool. It's like a stained glass jelly. I'm already impressed. I can also confirm this is way better than that right there, because it actually has all the burst of flavors from the fruits, the grapes, the strawberries. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be making this all summer. 10 out of 10. Don't forget to check my link in the description box for the Paired app. And if you like this video, go watch me test the most satisfying TikTok snacks.
I don't taste the flavor.